YouTube. I'm behind schedule both on the car and editing. So in this episode, you'll see a bunch of stuff. Valve adjustments, new plugs, index, and hooking up a bunch of stuff in the engine bay. Death by 1,000 cuts. It is very close to being done, or at least running. Most of the drivetrain, actually all the drivetrain is in at this point. I got my brakes bled. They feel good. I'm working on the clutch now. And then just Cameron's been going ham on the wiring. And then we're just neatening up and prettying up a bunch of stuff. So it's coming along. That'll probably be in next week's video. But like, subscribe, comment, enjoy this one. If you want to sponsor this hot rod, hit me up in the comments. Please, we need tires. What color is that wire? Right? It's seen some service. Will it serve again? I think so too. Punch it, the light red.
Oh, it's gonna look professional.
It's looking profesh, Q. Finally got our sway bar brackets. I'll show you how they go on. We've been working in here, cool suit, battery, ECU, fuse panels. Cameron got all the stuff cut off the column. So coming along. Today I'm gonna work on the engine some. Still waiting on some parts. I'm waiting on a brake master cylinder reservoir. Should be here today actually. I gotta do a valve adjustment. I gotta put some hoses on there. I gotta do a brake booster hose. And then I can probably do all that, put some coolant hoses on this sucker and get pretty far down the road. So we're gonna get started with this old valve adjustment deal. Can't be drinking coffee anymore. Can't put any video music in the video anymore either because it's all just gonna get copyright striked. Copyright strike. Stud or something? What the fuck? There it is. Alright, it is valve time, valve clearance. I like to use this big ass 22mm mountain wrench, put that on the crankshaft, turn the motor over. On this motor you can turn it both directions, it don't really hurt nothing. So anyways, I get that in there. I have 9 and 10 thousandths feelers, and then the factory BMW valve adjustment tool. This thing's cool because it has a spring in the middle,
And so when you're turning the eccentric with one of the ends, you can't over clamp it. So, and then I have a 10 mil for the eccentrics, and then I mark each one when I'm done. Usually, if you haven't done this before, you kind of want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna just go what I know, which is when you look at the camshaft, which runs down the middle under the rockers here, you're just looking for the lobe to be pointing straight down at the center line of the head, right? So you'll go down the row, do the ones pointing down, a couple of them will be pointing down, rotate it around, do a couple, kind of goes faster. Now, normally I wouldn't even care, but because we're doing this for the internet, I'm sliding a feeler gauge in here on the number 1 intake, and that's pretty loose. So I'm gonna get my other one, and that's pretty loose. So I wanna see how loose they are, because that is a 9 and a 10 thou feeler gauge. So spec is 10 thou. I run a 9 because sometimes I don't trust myself. So if a 10 feels okay and a 9 feels okay, I know I'm kind of in the middle. But let's go get some other feeler gauges and see what that is. All right, so I went and got another set of feeler gauges. That is a 13 thou feeler gauge. I don't know if you can really hear the noise it makes, but when I get it in there, on top of this here valve stem, you can kind of see that's a light pull, but listen to this. And you can kind of see if it'll focus on that. You can kind of see that drag mark down the middle. It's kind of what you're looking for. And they're supposed to be 10 thou, so they're 3 thou too big. At least that one is. So I probably won't check any of the other ones and just adjust them all to where they should be. So that's what we'll do now. Probably just be more time-lapse video. Unless you guys on the next video want much longer form. Supposedly YouTube is favoring that, which is crazy to me because who watches like an hour video about valve adjustment? But anywho, once I get all these feeler gauges back in here, we'll get rocking. Alright, now you gotta torque it. It's like 12 or 10, 12 or 11 foot-pounds. You go on the middle ounce. It's really not that much. Alright, we're going to index some spark plugs today. So we'll take them out and we will mark the, oh my god, focus. We will mark the front half of the electrode because you want that facing the intake valve. You don't want the strap facing the intake valve. We're also going to check the gap on these. Have been in here for a minute. These are the I think the reason this car made no horsepower is because I was lazy and didn't maintenance it, but that's too much gap, I think. Probably be hard to get. Actually, you can see it. So that thing is facing the complete opposite direction we want it to. It's facing the exhaust valve. So we have to get that turned around. Alright, you see that one is better. It's actually almost It's a little past 12 o'clock, but we're gonna let that one rock. I'll show you why, because every one of these is manufactured a little bit different. So this is the first one we put in, right? Also see where it says the part number on the plug. And then this one. Notice how the part number is now way over here. So you can also use washers, which I have, but we're gonna keep going down the line, and you just buy a bag full of them. So I think I got 12 or 14 to try and get them all to point the right way. The magic of cinema, they're all pointing in the right direction. So now we're gonna pull them out one by one, and we are going to set our gap, and we have to take this thing off the bottom of them because the E30s usually, depending on your plug wire set, don't have that style end. So we'll take that off, we'll set the gap, put them in one at a time, torque them, but they are all indexed.
Now,
That's smaller than a 6, or is it a 6? No, it's a 6. Yes, I
Hey,
do.
it's Big Ryan from Big City Off-Road, and we're here at Panzer Performance. Blah, 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 blah.
All right, perfect. I wanted to get you saying that.